Hello everyone, my name is Kaushik. Today I'm gonna take you through the movement analysis and biomedical aspects assessment of volleyball players. Demands of the sport. Volleyball is one of the most well-liked sport in the world, which places a huge demand on athletic skills like explosive movements, powerful jumps, blocks, change of directions, 180-degree turns, and quick sprints such as acceleration and deceleration as well. In addition, when it comes to technical and tactical skills, multiple skills are involved such as serving, hitting, jumping, especially vertical jump, and offensive and defensive positional moves as well. When it comes to physical aspects, mobility and flexibility plays a crucial role in the overall success of the volleyball players. Good range of motion allows players to move efficiently on the court. Volleyball players need to be strong and powerful in achieving their best performance as well. When it comes to energy systems, volleyball is a sport of diversified energy systems contributions. So, as mentioned here, ATP-CP contributes to 40%, anaerobic glycolysis contributes to 10%, and aerobic contributes of 50%, which is the major portion of all the energy systems. Athlete profile. The athlete selected for the assessment is a recreational volleyball player of age 27. He is also a working professional where he sits for 6 to 8 hours every day. So he has been actively involved in the sport of volleyball from the past 2 years. The athlete's height is of 165 centimeters and he weighs of 68 kgs. When it comes to injury history, the athlete has an injury history of multiple hamstring tears. Additionally he has right shoulder impinging issues, likely by repetitive overhead actions of his game, and his restricted range of motion, which is causing discomfort during the playing of the game. Assessment selected. Considering the injury history and current challenges of the test selected are hamstring range of motion test, which is an active straight leg raise test, shoulder range of motion test, which consists of the internal and external range of motion test, and landing error scoring system test, which based on their applicability and relevance in assessing key aspects of the performance. Injury prevention and overall athletic demands needed for the sport. Methods of assessment. Coming into the methods, the first test chosen is hamstring range of motion test. The subject is likely to ask to lie supine on the floor. The athlete's hip bone, which is the trochanter, is placed at 90 degrees vertical line marked on the wall. The non-tested leg should be firmly extended flat on the surface. Ask the athlete to raise the leg slowly to the maximum level. Make sure that the leg is fully extended without any compensatory movements. A good core stability should be maintained throughout the motion. The second test performed is shoulder range of motion test. Both the external and internal tests are performed in shoulder range of motion test. The testing protocol are ask the athlete to stand with elbows flexed at 90 degrees and the shoulder horizontal to the floor. Ask the athlete to rotate the arm flexed externally to assess the external range of motion and without any compensatory movements from the spine. Instruct the athlete to maintain neutral posture so all the time. When it comes to standing posture internal rotation test, the athlete flexed arm is internally rotated to assess the internal range of motion from the shoulder. So for this both the tests, a goniometer is used to measure the degrees of range of motion. The third test performed is landing error scoring system test. The athlete asked to stand on a 30 centimeter box, feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward. A targeted landing area is marked at a distance of 50% of the athlete's height. Ask the athlete to start the jump in a neutral position. The athlete jumps forward from the box to the targeted marked area without much vertical propulsion. And upon landing, the athlete immediately rebounds jump by jumping to the maximum vertical height. Before the test, the athlete is allowed to take two preliminary tests to prepare for the test. Results. From the active straight leg test, we can see that the left leg has achieved 68 degrees, whereas the right leg has achieved only 60 degrees, where the optimal range for the straight leg raise test is 70 degrees. So we can see both the hamstrings were tight and asymmetries were seen from both the legs. Findings from the standing posture internal and external rotation assessments revealed that the athlete has restricted internal rotation in his dominant hand, which is his right hand, compared to his left hand, which is his non-dominant hand. The internal rotation for the right is 60 degrees, as we can see here, and the left is 70 degrees, which shows a significant tightness in his dominant shoulder. The external rotation for both the arms has achieved 90 degrees with no compensations, which is an optimal range of motion for the external rotation. In the landing error scoring system test, few observations were recorded during the jump athlete demonstrated. The inward movement of the during the landing is a common risk factor for lower extremities injuries affecting the knees and the ankles, which significantly is shown by the athlete here. The score for the observation in the knee valgus has been scored as 1. For the overall assessment, the impression was average. From the 10 scoring points, in the scoring sheet, the athlete has gained of total 5 scoring points in the landing error scoring system test. Four-week intervention where the warm-up and correctives were taken. The 4-week intervention was focusing 2 times per week strength sessions. The warm-up protocol was designed to target the issues that are the hamstring flexibility and shoulder mobility issues. This was achieved through targeted warm-up protocols focusing on the aspects such as foam rolling, dynamic stretches, activation, targeting the weaker links in the athlete. Significant impact on increasing flexibility through dynamic stretches and mobility exercises that target the weak links are hamstring straight leg raise test, sleeper stretch are included in the warm-up protocols or corrective protocols. To increase the range of motion in the restricted area, these exercises has been included in the warm-up protocol. Banded clamshells and lateral walks were incorporated for the hip activations. This is the warm-up protocol for the athlete. Strength program. The strength training was designed for 4 weeks, which includes of 3 weeks progressive overload followed by a week of deload. The primary objective for the 4 weeks intervention was to address the weekly components of the athlete from the screening test done from the athlete was lacking in hamstring flexibility, shoulder mobility restrictions, and knee valgus during the landing error scoring system test. Furthermore, the training program was developed based on the observations from the landing error scoring system test, indicating that the weaknesses in the lower body mechanics of the athlete. The 4 weeks intervention has a mixed combination of plyometrics, upper body and lower body strength, power training, as well as power training, which are the qualities required for the athlete in his sport. Plyometrics are a part of the program. Plyometrics improve the joint position and landing techniques. Plyometrics also reduce the knee valgus movements and decreases the ground reaction forces during the landing. These factors help in reducing the risk of ACL injury. In a research, it's shown that the resistance training program focused on muscular strength, endurance, hypertrophy, and explosive power training components has shown a significant improvement in the jump performance, where the jump has will be a major contributor for the sport of volleyball. Eccentric hamstring exercises have been incorporated to the training program to improve the hamstring range of motion and to reduce the hamstring strains and potentially to reduce the hamstring injuries. When it comes to volume and intensity, the volume and intensity was made changes throughout the program to ensure that a continuous progress with the athlete, emphasizing the importance of the individualization and evidence-based strategies in the athletic development. These are some of the references added from the assessment. Thank you.